Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Build Your Best Life. I'm Coach Deborah, and I am super excited to be back. Yes, I was gone last week, much needed vacation, but I am super excited to be back. Thank you for holding it down and coming back to make sure that you're here with me today. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for all of your prayers, your comments, your shares, and your likes. So again, welcome to today's Let's Talk About It. Let's talk about it. And don't forget, if there is a topic that you would like for us to have on this broadcast, please put it in the comments section, or you can email it to me at byblwdsmith. That's byblwdsmith@gmail.com, and we will be happy to talk about whatever topic that you find that is relevant at a time like this. Well, today I have a topic, and I hope that you will enjoy it. I had fun putting it together. So let's get with it. Good evening, Dan. Good evening, Deacon Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. as we prepare to talk about today's topic, which is continuous improvement. Excuse me, continuous improvement. Now, I think this topic is really relevant for everyone because when we talk about improvement, everyone can improve. You can improve daily. There's something in your life somewhere that you can improve each and every day. I just find it amazing that it's a true statement that you can learn something new every day. So why not make sure that you improve those things? So whether it is your career, school, a job, a business that you have, a skill that you love doing, even if it's like you love to sew, there are new tips that come out, new machines, so you can always find a way to improve. And so I was doing some research and I found a lot of information that pertains to this particular topic. So get your pads and pens and your iPads and your note takers and all that good stuff and get ready as I drop some information for us here today on continuous improvement. Okay, the first area that I'm going to talk about is reframe perfection versus progress. Reframe perfection versus progress. Because, sometimes when individuals have something they love doing, it can be writing, like I said, sewing, doing hair, cutting hair, whatever it is, sometimes you get so caught up in the perfection of it. What is your progress looking like? So are you so inundated with following the skills that you started with 10 years ago, 50 years ago, that you're doing those, dotting every I, crossing every T, but you're not really progressing forward? What's happening? And I found a lot of stuff attached to this. So continuous improvement it isn't about being flawless, because remember, nobody on the face of this earth is perfect. So it's about execution. So what are you getting done? What can you look at the end of the day and say, oh, I'm able to check this off? So have you ever been in a situation where you had a lot of things that you needed to get done in a particular day, and you were steady working all day, and then you say, did I get anything done? But if you're like me and you keep a to-do list and you look at that to-do list, well, hey, God, thank you so much because I got this done, I got that done. I might not have gotten to everything, but I got some things done. There was some progress made. Everything may not have been as perfect as I would have liked for it to be had I had more time and less things to do. But I made some forward progress, so that's a good thing. But one thing that will help us in this framing of having progress is not try to do everything big and at one time. You got to take small steps. You know that saying, how can you eat an elephant? An elephant is huge, one bite at a time. So when you're trying to do something, whether it's something that you love, something that you just want to get done, something you have to do, start with small steps. Let's say it's exercising. God, every time I go to the doctor, I don't care which one it is, they want to know, do I exercise? I don't exercise. Got to start somewhere. Where am I going to start? Well, clearly I can't run a marathon. So I say, okay, I'm going to walk. I'm going to start out by walking. Can't walk 2, 3, 4 miles, can I? Maybe I can. I did a lot of walking last week. But just to make it on the same line for everybody. Start with one block. Go out, say I'm going to check the mail, then I'm going to walk down the block, look down, take in some fresh air, get some of the rays, God's natural sunshine, vitamin D, and then I'm going to take it back home. Do that for a couple days. Then go to the corner and then say, hey, I'm going to keep going around the neighborhood. I'm going to make a strut around the neighborhood. Now, your neighborhood may be huge, and so you might not want to do that, but a part of that neighborhood. So depending on the size of your neighborhood. So if it's huge, then every 2-3 days, maybe you want to take on a little bit more of that neighborhood. Then you get to laps. You can take that entire neighborhood. Or if it's a small neighborhood, you can walk it twice or whatever. If you live somewhere where you feel like it's safe, there are sidewalks or whatever, then you can venture out of the neighborhood down the sidewalk. But you're going to increase. If there's something you want to do that takes reps or repetitions, like a certain number of sit-ups, certain number of lifting weights, or something of that nature. Start with 10 reps. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 today. Do that for 3-4 days and then increase it to 20. Then maybe do that for a week or two, increase it to 40. But I'm doing it, I'm making that progress in steps. If you work with graphics, you will see people, you do those yourself, and you can do it. Get this app, get that app. Well, you're not going to be able to go out there on the first day and create what you just saw this other person doing. They've been doing it for 2 years. Start small. Do some simple graphics. Just a header, one color. Then go to adding different banners or borders on there. Then progress into using different color patterns. Oh, you don't have to use this pattern. I like that, but I don't like the colors. Oh, I didn't know you could change this. Then you find out how you can change the color borders. Then find out how you can incorporate photos that they've given you within that tool. Then it's like, oh, I can upload my own personal photos and use those. Then you find out how to do that, and you're doing all these different elements they got. They got different banners, they got emojis, they have all these things, and you experiment with those. Then you find out you can change the size of your graphic. They may have started out with a 400 by 400. You want to increase it 600 by 600 because where you want to place it, it has to be at least 600 by 600. You figure out how to do that. Then you figure out how you can make animated things, but you're doing it a step at a time. You can do that with basic skills. You're learning something new in school. It looks like it's going to be all so hard, but let's just start. The teacher doesn't start you. They start you at the front of the book. They never say, okay, let's flip to the back of the book and we're going to start with the last chapter. No, they start in the front where it's more simpler and you build up the momentum to get to that part that's more complex. The same with something even like leadership. You start by maybe mentoring someone. You mentor them for a while. Then you may take on a role that would be something like a section leader or taking on a project or something of that nature. Then move into maybe being a supervisor, then a manager, a higher level manager, until you get into the executive position. But that is something that you can do step by step. So it is doable. Okay? So that first one, don't forget it. Okay? Reframe perfection versus progress. The next one I want to move on to is building a success. No, I take that back. The next one is going to be the power of 1% better. You have this continuous improvement. So why do you have continuous improvement? Because you want to get better. But you're not going to get 100% better overnight, right? What about the power of 1% better? If I could just write a blog of 1% better, then I'm going to maybe highlight some of the daily things I do and then add something to it. Try to make it a little bit better. And you can do those type things in everyday life. Remember, all this goes back to your everyday thinking, everyday processes or whatever you do. So real life examples would be something like your career skills. Hey, I know how to use Excel, but I see some people and I pass by and I look at something and they got charts and they got all these things. It's like, how did you do that? Excel? Excel? Yes, you can do a lot of things in Excel. You can put formulas in there, excuse me, macros. You can make it put all your data together, then do charts. You can make it do your borders from all your different pages. You know how some people put the borders and then they copy it down to the next page. You have to figure out where it is. Well, that's a way to do that where you can say, this is my border. I want every page to start with this. And you can put, what? So you find out, hey, there is a lot that I can do in Excel. But then you go on to say, hey, if I can do just 1% better this month, that's good. That's continuous improvement, and I'm getting better and better. That's next level stuff. That's good. Right? Right. So our next one we're going to talk about is then building a success-driven work ethic. Yvonne, we are going to talk about building a self-driven work ethic. So, you know, some people you say, oh, they have good work ethics. Some people you may say, excuse me, not so much. Some people do what they can. But if you have whatever work ethic you do have, you want to see success in that, right? All right. So that takes continuous improvement. If you do the same things consistently, you're going to be at the same place. You're not going to get any improvement. You know, it's like somebody say, well, this is not working for me. Well, what have you been doing? Well, if you continue to do what you've been doing and you haven't been getting any results, then what's going to happen? You're not going to get any more results. So if you want to be successful with the work ethics that you have, then you got to try to improve. One way of that is to make things less about intensity and to make it more about consistency. You know, it's like they say, if you do something for 21 days, it becomes a habit. So like I was talking about earlier about walking. So if I just walk today and then I don't walk again until next week, and it might be 2 weeks before I walk again, there's no consistent pattern. So it's, I might and I might not. But if I start walking every single day consistently, I'm going to get used to that. So then it's going to be something that I just do without even thinking. You know, I'm going to get up, I'm going to do my devotion, I'm going to walk, then I'm going to get to work. So it's something that becomes a habit. So consistency is good. And I know Yvonne's on here, so she can contest to this. I think consistency has been our word probably for at least 15 years or not more. We do believe in consistency. And when I say Yvonne and I'm talking about children's ministry. If something is working, why are you going to be so insistent on changing it? You know, if it works, let it work. If you can improve it, then you improve it, right? But you know that I always love to take words and acronyms and make something with them. So of course I had to do that with consistency. So here we go. Consistency. The C, cohesive, cohesion. So if you get with someone and you working together, you can get more done. They say more is better. So being cohesive, being a team player, working with your team. Some people like, I don't know why I work with a team. I rather work on my own. I want to do it myself. But working with a team, you can get new ideas. You can hit your ideas off of other people. So it's a better way of doing things. So that's the C. The O, outcome. Don't just focus on outcomes, but your progress. What's your progress? What processes are you using to have progress? So that's what you want to focus on, not so much that outcome. The N, never stop believing. If it is something that you love to do, something that you need to do to reach a goal that you want to have, then you need to believe in that and never stop believing and keep working toward it, moving on, right? The S, steady does it. That's just like making it a habit. So, I'm going to be consistent at it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be happy doing it. It's just like, certain things that I can say now that I've been saying for years and years and years. And it's not something that I said, hey, well, I'm going to memorize that. But I've said it so long till it just comes natural, I know one of many of my Bible scriptures, I had started saying it years ago, and I can just recite it. So it's steady does it. The I, influencer. Influencer. Are you an influencer? Or do you allow others to influence you? Well, if you want to have continuous improvement, it's not always doing what you've always been doing, like I mentioned before, but you do want to learn new things. So if you see someone else that they're doing something that's creative, hey, you might want to find out what that is. But as I was researching and I was looking for, what can I make out of consistency? For the influencer, I came upon the word habit. And it said establish a keystone habit. I had never heard of keystone habit, but a keystone habit is a habit that influences many areas of your life. So if you can get something that influences you, then you should be able to use it for different parts of your life. So it's like I try to find different ways of being organized. So being organized is not just working with Build Your Best Life. It's not just working with the children's ministry. It's not just being Toastmasters. It's, okay, this is how my kitchen is set up, but if I do this and change this to over here, that'll be more organized. I always had a problem with, the small bottles of spices. And it seemed no matter how I arranged them, what I purchased to put them in, it wasn't getting it for me. So I noticed my daughter-in-law, one of my daughter-in-laws, she keeps hers in a drawer. And you just pull that drawer out, you have all this room, and you can see the labels. Wow. So, hey, cohesiveness. We have a relationship, so we can be in each other's houses. So I could see what she was doing, like, hey, yes, that's a good idea. So you can see how some of these things interchange with each other, but it's all a part of you learning, Yvonne learning, Dan learning, Jocelyn learning, me learning, everybody learning, because you can learn different things to help you be better at what you love doing. It helps our young men in school, starting new jobs, in relationships. All these things work together. Let me get back to my consistency. The next one, stability. So if you're working and you're trying to formulate habits, processes that work, you're going to have some more stability. That goes a long way with having good work ethics. Because when you have that cohesiveness, you're able to work with your teammates. You believe in yourself. You're doing things on a steady basis. So that means you're showing up. You're doing the right things. You're helping others, and you are improving. T, trustworthiness. If someone has good ethics, then you can trust them with anything. I was gone last week. Yeah, Sister Yvonne, we had Sister Shauna, we had Sister Ann, Miss Tanya. Hey, I'm gonna be gone. This is this and this and this and this. All this got, hey, I can relax because why? All of them have consistency. All of them always work with continuous improvement in mind. I know they would get it done. And it would be done, hey, with a 10 in mind. So that helped what? Me be able to relax. And I wasn't frustrated, wasn't worried about it. Okay, the E, eliminate distractions. So if you got some people in your group of associates, I always talk about associates. So it's important who you associate with. So see, my group of associates, hey, we think along the same lines. We're trying to all move in an upward and forward direction. So there are less distractions. The N, necessary actions. If you do something, make a necessary action. You can spin wheels, just going, but are you getting anything done? Are you just spinning your wheels? So make what you do be necessary. The other C, conformity. Conform to what you see, what works. Don't conform to things that are going to take you the other way. The Y, don't put too much emphasis on why. When something goes awry, remember C through C. So you're going to remember what? Cohesion, outcome. Don't focus on outcome. Never stop believing. Be an influencer. Stability, trustworthiness. Eliminate distractions. Take necessary actions and have conformity. And this is a lot, so I got to go a little faster. I want to get it all done. So my next one is learning from failures and feedback. Learning from failures and feedback. So think about it this way. Each setback can be a stepping stone in the direction that you're trying to get in. Yes, every setback may just be a stepping stone for you to get where you want. A lot of people miss out on continuous improvement because of that word I said, feedback. They look at feedback as a bad word, a cuss word. Oh, did you hear what they just said about my speech? Did you hear what they just said about my project? Do you know what my boss just told me? I need to work on my communication skills. Why do they always say we need to work on our communication skills? Okay, but is that all that they said? Or is it something of greater context that they said within that? Take the time to listen to that feedback. You don't have to react at that time because it could have been petty. It may have been biased, but it may have been a setback that you can use as a stepping stone. Because there's nothing that makes me more motivated and to work harder at something for somebody to tell me I can't do something. What makes you think you qualify for that? You can't do that. You weren't even good at math. Watch me. So get the feedback and utilize that as fuel for your growth. Say that again. Take feedback and use that as fuel for your growth. It will benefit you in the long run. So don't always look at feedback as something negative. Sometimes it's really, really helpful. Okay, the next one, practical application for listeners. Practical application for listeners. This is another thing that is big, I believe, is listening. What's one small action, and I'm talking to everybody that's listening here, what's one small action that you can commit to today that will move you closer to your goal? What's one action, one improvement, one thing that you have heard or read that you can change today that will move you closer to your goals or something that you want to achieve? Why not do it? How? I don't know where to start. Okay, well, what is it? It could be that you want to start journaling, and you may journal. But what do you do? Do you ever look back at what you journal, or you do just journal, and just throw that book away, or put it on the shelf, or put it in the corner? Or do you ever go back and look at and reflect on what you have journaled? Look at it from context. Don't always remember going after those big goals. Oh, I just graduated from high school. I'm going to be a CEO, CFO. Okay, you might, and you may get it or next year, but work towards it. Everything does not have to be in a leap and bound. When you get in there, you want to be fully skilled. You want to have a lot of experience under your belt. You want to have different diverse views that you can reflect on so that you can keep your whole organization in the forefront when you're making decisions, when you're thinking out things, not on just one culture. So it's good to get some experience. So those steps, take those steps, research where you want to go. Find out. Like I was going somewhere I had never been. All I know is people kept saying it's going to be cold, it's going to be cold. So I started looking. I did what the travel planner advised, some of the things she said get. I got some other clothing that was warm, and she said layer. But I was ready. I had my little rainproof jacket. I got my gloves and my skull cap. I was ready, but we had some beautiful Alaskan weather. But I did some research, and it would probably ended up being a better trip for me, because if it had been freezing, I still would have been prepared. Everybody doesn't like to go to school, but if there's one course that you need to take that will help you get to where you need to be, what's the harm in taking it? A workshop, finding a mentor, practicing on something. You love track and field. It's something that has just been beating you, and you want to be the best in that particular game. Practice. How did Michael Jordan get to be a GOAT? How did Kobe get to be a GOAT? Practice. They practiced. So try those things. Those are practical applications, and you can listen. And if you have read my book or heard me before talk about the owner of the Jaguars, when he came to the United States as an immigrant, he wasn't a billionaire, but he listened and he learned about investing and doing other things. His degree was in engineering, but he took what he learned, he listened to those professors, he grew there, and he listened to his frat brothers while they were bragging and having fun. He was listening on how you invest, what you do. And today he owns a football league, I think a soccer league, he has yachts, and he's a billionaire. He's balling. So listen, one more and I'll be ready to close out. Mindset matters most. Mindset matters most. Who believes that? Does anybody believe that mindset matters most? If you're going to sit around, no matter what your skills are, no matter what you're good at, no matter what you need to work on, but if you're always saying, woe is me, I can't do that, that's too much trouble, guess what? Where's progress going to be? You have to have a positive mindset. I can do it. Like I said before, if somebody tell me what I can do, I'm going to show you what I can do. My positive mindset going to say, hey, you may say I can't, but I'm going to show you I can. I'm going to let you have the T. I'm going to have the CAN, right? So watch your mindset. have a spirit of humility. So it's okay. And it's not like, well, I'm going to show you what I can do. No, I don't do all that. It's just, okay, all right, I got it. I understand. Then I go and do my thing. And that's what you have to do. What is it that you want out of life? Is it a degree? Is it another job? You just want to do more so that your grandkids and your great grandkids can prosper. What is it? So whatever it is that you want to do it. Have continuous improvement. Hey, if you like to clean your house to the spick and span, it's some new tips out there you can learn. You out there looking at Snapchat or whatever, they're telling you how to use vinegar and toothpaste and all of this to make this gleam and that shine. Stuff you didn't know. You can always find something that will help you to improve. So I hope that this continuous improvement today was something that helped our young men, teenagers, those that are going off to college, or this is their first year at college, those who are working their way through college, those who are in graduate school, those who are in medical school, those who are interning, those who are studying abroad, our young adults, our middle-aged, our seniors, everyone. I hope that there was some nugget that everyone is able to walk away with today. And my last thing to tell you before we close out, and that is try to avoid stress. Try to avoid stress. Stress will come in the mix of anything that you're trying to do if you allow stress to take over your life. So when you can find ways to do what you want to do and do it an easier way, or a better way, a more fun way, that's a good thing. So remember, God didn't build the world in one day, right? It was a process. He did it in 6 days. Now, he could have done it in less, but he took his time. When I talked earlier about progress and all of that, he took his time and did it the way he wanted it to be done. But he did it step by step. He didn't mix the water up with the plants over here. He did those things in phases. So we can do the same thing. Work on what it is that you want to get done. Do it decent and in order. Have fun doing it. Because there's so many things that you can learn, but you can have fun as you do it. Do those things. Grow. And hey, what can I say? So thank you so much for tuning in today and listening. I hope you enjoyed this segment of Build Your Best Life, continuous improvement. I know I have had fun here talking about these things, and I always have fun as I research, because any topic that I have and I do the research, I learn so much. So I had fun. So I hope you had fun too. Make sure that you join us Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5:30 Central Time for Blueprint for Success. We're going to have Stephanie M. Seaton as our guest. Our topic, keeping it together. Keeping it together. And I'm sorry, Stephanie was on Tuesday. Forgive me. Told you I'm in vacation mode. Jocelyn interviewed her Tuesday, keeping it together, and that was a great topic. If you missed it, I was like, wow. So if you did miss that, please go back and look at that. Stephanie is doing a lot of things. She has a story to tell, and she told a lot of it on Tuesday, so go back and check that out. But this coming Tuesday, the 9th, we're going to have Carmela Johnson from California, and our topic is going to be pain points. So join us. We'll be here 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5:30 Central Time. And look forward to seeing you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for taking the time to help me as I help you all build your best life. Thank you, Cynthia, for tuning in. Jocelyn, yes, use feedback as fuel for your growth. Yes, yes, yes. And thank you, Yvonne. Glad you enjoyed the nuggets. Thank you all so very much. Hope to see you soon. Have a great rest of your day and enjoy your weekend. I love you all. Be blessed, stay safe, and remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan, it's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed, stay safe, and when will I see you again? Tuesday. That's right, Tuesday. Bye bye.